I beat Dave the Diver entirely in a scuba suit. We're talking snorkels, we're talking foggy goggles, and we're talking gloves that make aiming very hard. This cosplay was a fun concept that ultimately overstayed its welcome over time, and unfortunately that's kind of how I feel about the game. Dave the Diver is an underwater exploration game that's also part restaurant manager. You scour the seas for fish that you then sell at a sushi bar at night. Exploring underwater is great. Your oxygen tank is both a health bar and a slowly ticking time limit. There's only so much you can gather in any one dive, so you've got to make the most of your trip. There's this push your luck aspect where you might see an exit point at low oxygen but think, nah, I got this, let's catch a few more fish, and you will definitely die because your scuba goggles are foggy and your diving gloves restrict you. I had the most fun with Dave the Diver in these early stages where the risk and reward was the greatest focus. The money you make at the sushi bar funds better and better gear until eventually the dives become too long and too trivial. The short, fearful dives that I had a blast with became long and bloated, where if there were a lot of new areas to explore, this wouldn't really be such an issue. Unfortunately, all the new areas that you unlock are linear, and you only find them through the story, which is also kind of slow-paced and bloated. I think diving would feel less tedious if you weren't constantly doing it. Your day consists of a morning dive and an afternoon dive. There are minor activities you can do like farming rice or racing seahorses, but they're not very deep and they're not replacement activities for diving. Having even one way to spend in-game time would have been really great. So if 2/3 of the game is diving, what's running the evening restaurant like? Honestly, this ended up becoming my favorite part. Serving sushi to customers is a simple joy. It does get a bit easy with hired help, and it felt like my cheap staff was always able to tackle every problem, but at the same time, the sushi minigame doesn't really overstay its welcome. The vibe of Bancho Sushi is consistently strong, and I think that's something underrated about what the team at Mint Rocket managed to pull off with Dave the Diver. This game sold me on its charming trailer, and it's not hard to see why. There's a whole cast of fun characters that shine in these gorgeous pixel cutscenes. Seriously, Mint Rocket did a phenomenal job with this. Every single pixel scene is a joy to watch, and they're usually worthy rewards for going through the story. But the soul of the game has to be with the main trio. Dave, Cobra, and Bancho are all wonderfully designed. With a single glance, you can tell exactly what they're all about. As a team, their different skill sets complement each other. Bancho is an amazing chef, but a terrible promoter, so Cobra is thrilled to be the manager. And who better to source the restaurant's fish than the brave and enthusiastic Dave? The three of them are so great in their own ways, so it kind of kills me that we rarely get to see them interact. As the game progresses, the lore expands dramatically. The focus shifts from making sushi to saving a community of underwater sea people, but the pacing to get there was so slow, I was never really hooked on these folks because I felt like I never really knew them. Dave was out there risking life and limb for mermaids when I, the player, really wanted to help Bancho make sweet new dishes and see some more fun cutscenes. And look, no matter what I think about it, Dave the Diver is a smash hit. It exploded in a way that other indies can only dream of, and if you ask me, it was carried there on the weight of its amazing premise and vibe. I want to love this game so much more than I really do. I feel like there's so much unique charm to it, but at the end of the day, it suffers from pacing issues and spreading itself way too thin, as opposed to focusing on the strengths of what make this game and idea so very special. I wish that Mint Rocket focused more on the risk and reward of diving, or maybe making exploration more fun with varied locations, or heck, just fleshing out a few more stories of the main trio. I really love that Bancho flashback. I wish there was a lot more of it. If you ask Demi to decide pass or play, oh man, I'd probably say pass, but I would also say bookmark the Mint Rocket developers website. If this is really their first game, they have got so much potential as a developer. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this studio can cook up next. And if you enjoyed this review, please consider subscribing. We are on the road to 5,000 on YouTube. I read all of your comments, and I'd love to know what you think the next cosplay review game is. And if you didn't like this review, let me know why I was wrong. I bet the post game in this game is pretty great. At the end of the day, I'll catch you later, divers, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.